These the queens in my life, my mom, my sister, my grandma. If I ain't got none of that right, how am I gonna be loyal to some chicks? Or how y'all chicks gonna be loyal to me? Y'all can't be loyal to your own fathers or your own brothers or family members. Y'all putting guys in front of all that just for opportunity.
Right.
So me, I can't really understand that. So like I say that like when you see me post my grandma crib on the gram, it ain't showing off. I'm just giving you the recipe. Yeah, nigga, when you get your money, man, buy your mama crib, and then after that, don't invest your life into no chick you knew 2 years. You gonna slow your life up about a chick you knew 2-3 years. Things go wrong, you distraught, fuck your whole shit up, and you forgot about you put her in front of the women that been in front of you. Like my mom answered jail calls for me my whole adult life. Never turned her back on me. Sold platters, all that. Ain't no chicks coming in between my mom unless we got like a 10, 12 year relationship. We locked in. Ain't no we going off of faith or in this world it ain't these times of Instagram and social media, it ain't built off of that.
No.
I got people rich before I got my mom and them. Them motherfuckers ain't gonna be in my life forever.
Right.
My mom and them is gonna be there forever. My grandmama is gonna be there till the day she passed away with love on her heart and my name. So I got an understanding of that now that I'm up, because like how we say, like if you lived at Checkers, if you worked at Checkers and you ask, hey, what's up with Wallow? No, what the fuck is up with that nigga? That nigga at work somewhere. Listen, no.
Meek Mill, man, talking about relationships and why he's not in a relationship. What do you think?
Yeah, you can go first. Mine's just short, sweet, and to the point.
Let's hear it. I want to hear it.
Sure. Okay.
Let's get sweet. Wait, pause.
Meek Mill lives a life that very few people are fortunate enough to live. So on both sides. So fortunate on one side and then unfortunate on the other side, as far as like being caught up with the law and things like that, right? So he's seen both sides of it. So he looks at things from a different perspective. I'd imagine his viewpoint, his POV on things, even other than women, are probably going to be a lot different than mine, right? I'm not rich. I don't have millions of dollars in the bank. You know, I didn't find my girl or wasn't looking for a girl in the Instagram era.
Right.
I've never been to jail. My friends don't flip birds. So you understand what I'm saying? His POV on things are just a lot different. So again, I get what he's saying. Nothing is wrong about what he's saying. I just wish that people would just remember how influential they are. And when you talk, people listen. And people might be like, yo, this guy's talking facts. The guy that works at the dollar store, the guy that is still looking for a job, the guy that whoever, but they never been to jail, never gonna. So they're listening to me talking about, okay, this is how I got to move. No, that's how Meek moves. And people who have gone through things that he's gone through, yeah, that stuff applies to them. Not everything he says applies to you. So I just wish people would just put a little disclaimer. You know, my experience has taught me XYZ. Might be a little different for you though. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's I hear what you're saying, but I think you're going way too deep with it. I don't think Meek is trying to pass some philosophical point to try to control how people live. All he did, he was asked the question, and I think he's just giving his opinion of it. And really, listen, I've heard a lot of people say, you know, if you could settle and get your little slice of happiness in life, why not do that? And I know a lot of people do have that mentality. A lot of people grow up with dreams, things that they want to do. And in life hits you in different ways. And sometimes people got to sacrifice their dreams for responsibilities. You know what I mean? You got to settle, whether that be the person that you end up with, whether that be your job or anything like that. And I understand that mentality, but me personally, I don't play in that field. I don't. And I think that's what Meek is saying right now. Like, you don't have to settle. I think people are just focused on the wrong things. You know what it is? When you focus on yourself and getting yourself together, which I believe is the message that he's trying to say. When you focus on yourself, getting yourself together and your family together, everything else is going to fall into place. That's the message that really needs to be passed here, is that what we need to stop doing, especially men in 2021. I know you've been at the clubs. Well, not you, but I know people have been at the clubs and seen these guys buying these girls all these drinks, and these guys that want to be all up on every girl that walks by, grab them as they're in the path, just thirsty, no Brita filter. And it's a shame because it gives these women the mentality that like, I don't have to put effort into trying to get a man anymore because all I got to do is go to the club, dress a little sexy, and they're going to be all over me for my personality. And that allows a lot of people to settle. It allows a lot of people to see each other based on looks. But when you choose not to settle, when you say, this is what I want, and you know what, it doesn't matter how long it's going to take to get there, I'm going to wait for it. Sometimes, you know, you can come out with a better opportunity. That's what I think is overall being said. I don't think it's as deep, but you know, that's what I took from it.
I mean, look, not to take away from that, but that's the whole, like, listen to what you just said. Like, that's what you are taking away from it. Meek is influential.
Right. I don't disagree with the influence.
Yeah, some people will take the other side from it, is all I'm saying. But, you know, I don't know. I can't get my gems. I'm not saying I'm not open to it, right? Because I'm not dumb enough to somebody's giving me jewels and I'm just gonna not listen to it because I'll listen to it, but I'm gonna listen to it and be like, what the fuck what is this guy really saying? I guess what I'm saying is when Meek tries to kick game, when he tries to kick knowledge, I always look at it a little skewed, a little differently. I need to really listen and I need to go deep with it because this is fucking Meek Mill we're talking about. So I don't go to Meek Mill for information. He's not.
Why do you look at things skewed? Just because of his past?
Yes, because of things he's done. Now that's not to say that somebody can't grow. In fact, imperfections kind of help you grow. Like I said earlier, you get to go through things and that helps you how you view things in life. But the things that he's went through in life and which affects his outlook, that's not going to benefit me in any way. I haven't gone through any of those things. I don't intend on going through any of those things. The only things that he can speak to that I might be able to learn from is business. If he's talking about how he's acquired XYZ or maybe lost ABC, I could learn from mistakes and I can learn from his messaging as far as how he acquired what he acquired. But as far as how his outlook on women and what I think based on what he was saying in that clip, what I believe why his outlook is the way it is, I think myself and people like myself don't need to look at things in that light. That's what I think personally.
Okay. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Everything you said to me just now is highly confusing because I don't think his past has anything to do with how he feels about women today. Yes, he's had a past or whatever it is, but he's also spent the last how many years hanging around billionaires, nothing but billionaires, nothing but people who have been successful in life and have seen a different life than the one he's come from. So he's really seen it from both fields. So I feel like right now, the people who have influence over him or the impact over his thinking are a lot different than the people from the past. So hence the thinking that he has now. I don't know. I don't see it the way you do. But
that's okay.
I mean, you're entitled to feel the way you do, brother. As confusing as it is to everybody probably watching.
My thought process is kind of like a Lupe Fiasco, Eminem verse. You have to listen to it multiple times. It's just going over your head. That's okay. You watch it back a couple times, you'll pick it up. Viewing public, what are your thoughts? As a matter of fact, if it did go over your head, watch it back a couple times. Don't forget to comment and like and subscribe. All that good stuff. Deuces. Okay, let's keep it funky.
Someone mentioned Mike Tyson. Like how funny is it? Like one great at a time, or is it you can only fight one and then out of the next?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's pretty mean, man. Yeah, dude, I don't want to see you fight Mike Tyson. He pieced some people up. You ever see what he did to people?
This is what they said about Floyd.
My lawyer mentioned it, and he's like, no, Tyson will rip your head off. You don't stand a chance. I'm like, bro, I just went through all this. You can't tell me I can't beat Mike Tyson. Bro, he's old.
Dude, but if he punches you, your skull.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
You know who's got a higher bone density than you?
Mike Tyson.
I
was telling Mac, I got a high bone. I'm in like the highest percentile of bone density. You probably are too.
Yeah.
Macklemore has higher density.
Dense.
He said you could hit me with a baseball bat and the bat would break. Don't get any ideas.
I'm sick of seeing all these Jake Paul fights and all them types.
Well, that's the money fight.
Those are the fights that make the money. Those guys got 75 million people watching them.
Would you fight one of them?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, oh, man, that'd be crazy. I want to see that. I don't think they'll do that.
They would. That would be a lot of money.
That'd be a lot of money. We got to set that up, man. You versus which one, Jake or Logan? Which one your size? I don't even know. I can't tell the motherfuckers
the big
apart.
One, the 190 is one like 190.
Oh yeah, I think ain't that the one that just fought the MMA guy?
No, that was the one that fought Floyd.
Mm. Oh, that was the one that fight for Floyd. Yeah, I don't think he'll fight you. I don't think he'll do that.
He might money, $100 million. They do anything. They don't care about that.
Yeah, you're right.
Up in $100 million, nigga.
I want to see nigga get knocked out.
You know,
that was hot boxing. That was Mike Tyson's podcast. So I guess Mike Tyson and Freddie Gibbs was his guest, and they were talking about how pretty much boxing was at a major decline. There wasn't anything big. The two biggest names right now are Jake and Logan Paul, and whether or not they would fight him. And Mike Tyson said, you know what, Jake Paul, I got a podcast too, and I could talk about this stuff too, and I feel like I could beat you up, and that you would fight me if we gave you $100 million. And you know what, Tyson, I want to see it just like Freddie Gibbs.
Nah, this ain't a good look. I mean, I guess ultimately it just depends on what you want your legacy to be. We know Floyd's legacy is what?
Undefeated.
What is other than
best
that,
best defensive boxer in the
and
world?
What does he really care about?
Money. Floyd
Mayweather will fight the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz if the price is right. It's about the money, especially if he could win. Is that Mike Tyson's legacy? Do you think that's his legacy about, being the most paid fighter ever? Do you think that's his legacy? Like, think that's what he was striving for? I'm asking you. You're the fighter guy.
No, I don't think Tyson was. I think the money did matter to him, but obviously, based on his story, looking back, wasn't the most important thing to him. He wasn't paying attention to it too well.
So why do this? You know what I mean? Like, money's great. It's great. 100, like you said, $100 million. Niggas would do a lot for $100 million. But what about you, Tyson? Because God forbid, when you pass away, if you still got like a large chunk of that 100 M's left, regardless, this stain on your legacy is there forever.
But Tyson just fought some next boxer. Jeez, I don't know why I keep forgetting his name.
You always forget his name.
Right? This is not the first time. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He just fought some other boxer. Like, they're both professionals, but they're also both
old as shit.
Old as shit. And they chose to fight. You think that had anything to do with their boxing legacy? I don't think it had anything to do with their boxing legacy. I think that had to do with the fact that there was money involved and it was an opportunity for them. I think Mike Tyson sees an opportunity. Listen, everybody's talking about how they want to see these guys fight boxers. And if you listen to that first clip, the show needs to be changed to the next show called Ridiculousness instead of Impulsive. Because the fact that this guy is on the tip, like, he's talking like he beat Floyd Mayweather. Like, in his mind, because he didn't get knocked out by a guy that was like 50, 100 pounds less than him and way smaller than him and older than him, that he won the fight in some way just because of the legacy, like he was fighting Floyd in his prime. Yeah. Stop. You're being ridiculous now. Mike Tyson is a different breed, man. That is a different animal and the same beast.
Well, all I'm saying is if Mike Tyson gets knocked out, whether he gets a good payday or not, that footage is going to live forever. So I just
can you zoom in on my face somehow, or people just look at my expression that he said when Logan Paul knocks out Mike Tyson?
Again, man, things keep going over your head. I said if Mike Tyson.
There's not even an if though. There's not even an if though.
Gets knocked out.
There's not even an if
by Logan Paul.
Okay, all right.
That footage is gonna live forever. And even if he doesn't get knocked out, even if it just comes down to points, like, who wants to lose? You want Mike Tyson in your mind, in your lifetime. Do you want to see Mike Tyson lose to Logan Paul?
No, obviously not. But I also don't think it's ever going to happen. So I don't care how old Mike Tyson is. Mike Tyson could be in a wheelchair with one boxing glove on and connect and knock that guy the hell out. Are you crazy? I don't care.
And
I don't care.
And connect. That's what everybody keeps saying. And connect and connect and connect.
Mike Tyson did not look like, granted, like I said, the other fights that he fought most recently, he was fighting older guys. They're equally as slow. But listen, he didn't look slumpy. He didn't look slumpy.
Didn't look slumpy when in comparison to another senior citizen. That's a great comparison.
Him and Floyd Mayweather are not that far off. Like, yes, they're both elderly. They're not that far off. So I don't know if anybody remembers the Floyd Mayweather fight, but he wasn't even trying. He wasn't even trying. And this is how the fight, he actually, there's shots where I don't care what nobody says, he knocked that motherfucker out and held him back up and propped him back up, okay, in that fight. And that's Floyd. And Floyd does not have the punching power that Mike Tyson has. Stop this. Stop your madness. You're talking crazy talk.
Listen, viewing public, legacy, man, before anything else. Before anything else.
Infinity Stones.
This is not a good look. It's just not. This is not a good look. Who's he going to fight next? A rabid dog? He's going to line up some sessions with Mike Vick and his people them?
He going to fight all the accountants over who's going to count all that money that he's making, because he's going to win, and he's going to be Mike Tyson. Come on now, stop.
This is so sad. So sad.
It's sad that you're saying if.
Yeah, viewing public. I want to know what your thoughts are on this. I can't get past the fact that Tyson said that he would entertain this. Like, why would he? I don't know. I mean, I guess you said so. It's a money thing. Right? I guess we're all for sale at the end of the day. Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are for sale.
Shit, give me enough money. I'll fight these guys. Okay. Like, there's enough money for me to fight Mike Tyson. I just want somebody out there to know that. I
mean, and when I say we, I'm referring to the channel. Well, I guess that also depends.
Yes, that's we. That's we.
That also depends. All right, leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tyson and Logan Paul. Is it going to happen? I don't know. Probably.
If.
You know what? I'm now officially rooting for Logan. Straight the fuck up.
If.
Logan. Fuck
this
that
psycho.
Fuck that nigga up. Fuck that nigga up, Logan.
If.
I think it's important to say that I've had every single iPhone from the 3 all the way up until, well, not have, but bought all the way up until the 12. And
are you're part of the, are you in the lineups with all these other people waiting?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, just checking.
But I've definitely purchased them all, right? And what I can tell you,
Pokemon.
Yeah,
Sorry.
as an iPhone user, and everything in my house is Apple. On a Mac right now, there's never a huge difference in the phones. They're always the same phone. And when you get around your friends, you're having your drinks, you're smoking whatever, you're congregating, everybody takes their phone out and they put it on the table because it's time to whip it out. Like, let's see who's got the best phone. Let's have that conversation. Listen, if you buy the iPhone 13 and if you have the iPhone 8, apart from the fact that the 13, and it has to be the Pro, has 3 cameras, you'd never know the difference.
Right.
You get a Samsung phone, you get any Android, you know just by looking at it, you just got a new phone. So apart from how the iPhone looks, just the actual operating system, it's always the same. There's never any real changes to the iPhone. And I always said to myself, every single time it's time for me to get a new phone, Samsung. I'm going to get the new Samsung. Then I chicken out last minute and I get the iPhone. But I always lean towards the Samsung because their phones are so cool.
I mean, let's be honest. You might as well just make the switch, because anybody that's paying attention knows that the best thing that Apple is doing with their company is copying everything that Samsung does.
Well, I mean, if that like Galaxy's got a phone out called the Z Flip and the Z Fold, and what you guys just seen was, I don't want to say it's an official prototype, but it was something, and I think that was more or less a iPhone mock-up of the Flip and the Fold. And if Apple was to introduce something like that, I think it'd be over.
Fantastic. What they did was they took a BlackBerry. That's that sliding phone. They took a BlackBerry and they updated it. The slide is unnecessary, but it's an Apple concept. I like the little flip thing. It looks super cool, super trendy. I am an Android user. Okay, so as an Android user, it's very difficult for me to grasp anything that Apple does, because everything and the fad and the trends and how people obsess over getting the newest product to me is super confusing. I just bought a new phone. I just came off the Galaxy S7. Okay. My best friend right now also has a Galaxy X7, to the point where he needs to consistently walk around with an external battery because the battery is so weak. He just bought an external battery rather than buying a new phone. See, we understand something. Cell phones are to make and receive phone calls and text messages. That's what they're for. Everything other than that that's put into a cell phone is really unnecessary and luxury. And the fact that they are able to keep getting people with these things with just small changes to their cell phone is great. So I'm actually glad that for once they're making big changes.
Yeah.
As ridiculous as they are to me, the Android user, waterproof phone.
Well, the Galaxy Folds, the 258, I think it's the 526.
Okay.
Storage. It's over $3,000. This is a Galaxy phone, so then over $3,000, right? So it's a really, really expensive phone. So I could only imagine what the Apple.
Apple's going to be at least $10K.
So and you'd have people lining up for it.
Down payment.
You know what I mean? You'd have people lining up for it. So again, I thought it was not necessarily important, but I really wanted to actually speak to this because I'm waiting still with bated breath. I talk to people all the time about Apple products, more specifically iPhones, and they talk to me about, hey, I want to get the newest. I want to get the newest. Chris, what's the difference between the newest and my model right now? And I got to break it to them and tell them not much.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's
not
sad.
much.
It's sad. But then why do you said you had it from the 3 so why you keep buying it then? If you know this is true.
So
why?
Apple, it's a very, very easy, great question, easy answer. Apple moves like the banks do. When you go to a bank, you start with your check-ins, you get your savings, you get your credit card, you get your blah 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 blah, and then they got you because you have so much with them.
Money tied in.
So with Apple, what ends up happening is you start to create your environment. So like I said, you get your iPhone, you get your MacBook, you get your iPad, you get your watch, you get your Apple TV. So once you have the environment in the home, you bring something else new into the ecosystem, throws everything off. It's like, what's the point? You know what I mean?
You can't use Android. You can't mix the Android. So let's say you got all that stuff and you want to just mix in one part Samsung Android, like a Samsung sound bar, or you want to mix in a new Samsung phone. You can't just mix it in with the Apple products.
The answer is yes and no. The answer, of course, is Apple finally wised up and started allowing the Android platform to access to some of their applications. But as far as the streamline capability, no, you cannot do that. I'm like I said, I'm on my Mac right now. If I get a text message, I can text right here. If I want to make a phone call, if I want to blah blah blah, I can do all that stuff because it's all streamlined. If I was to get a wonderful Samsung Galaxy Fold, which is an amazing phone, you could donate it to me if you want.
Brother, just switch, man.
But what I'm saying is that if I was to do that, it would throw everything off, which is why I believe people don't do that. Because once you have, it's like, I'd have to change everything in my house.
Nah, I don't think it's that extreme. I'm glad that, see, now I understand a little bit more of Apple's marketing scheme. They put fear into their customers. That's what they do. If you switch, it's going to be more confusing, when in reality, just switching to Apple products in the first place is the most confusing part. Why do you have to switch everything on your laptops, Apple? Why am I clicking on the right? Why am I clicking on the right for left click things? Why am I doing that? I don't even know how to open apps on their phone. Your phone only has one button, and some of your products have no buttons. How do I close apps and move on? It's
not hard. It's really not. But I mean, you can.
It's like Starbucks. It's like Starbucks. I don't want to learn your language. I just want a fucking coffee.
You can see right behind me. I have some PCs, and I will tell you that going from my personal computer to a work computer, it's a bitch, because to your point, on a Mac, if you want to scroll up, you go down, and vice versa. On a PC, up means up, down means down. So it's kind of a.
All right. So why is Apple an airplane now? Like why are they making airplane engines into computers? Like, this is the dumbest shit ever. Like I said, I go to Starbucks for coffee. I don't need to learn vente, fome, frappa, poo. Just give me a fucking coffee. Apple.
Anyways, viewing public, I want to know what your thoughts are. How real is that video?
I was embarrassed at Starbucks the other day. Okay, I admit it. Okay, damn it. Whatever. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Whatever. Because I didn't know the language. It's stupid. It's a dumb language. Whatever. Go ahead.
It's not a dumb language. It's actually all the information you need is right on.
Shut up.
A menu.
Shut up.
Menu.
Shut up. I don't need you to add on to it, okay? Shut up.
Viewing public, I want to know how real this is, because if it is real, even by just a little bit, I'm excited, right? Because I won't show you the front, but actually I'll show you the front.
No, they look cool. It's big upgrades. You can fold and slide your phone now.
This right here is an iPhone 8. I still have an 8. I had the XR, and my XR shut down on me. I'm waiting until I see a great change, or until my phone dies. And then at that time, I'll get a new phone. So let's see what happens. I want to know what your thoughts are. Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now,
no headphone port.
Now,
no group FaceTime.
Hold on. Now I'm really curious. And yes, there is. But now I'm really curious. For our viewing public, how many of you motherfuckers are Android users, and how many of you guys are Apple heads? I'm curious. Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Deuces. We call each other Apple heads.
Listen, I just let certain things that you say slide. Okay,
that's okay.
Because I don't want them to go on longer. You always find a way to make them go on longer.
If you ever want to see a really angry and confused black man, get him in a Starbucks. Okay.
I just want some damn caffeine, man. Why does it have to be all this, man? Do I want all this? No, I don't.
You ever seen like one of those old people trying to access their email? The internet's broken. Can we get our grants? The internet.
Why can't I see my password as I'm typing it in? This is
exactly
so stupid.
Man.
Oh, whatever. Yo, thanks for watching that video, making it all the way to the end. You made it this far. You have to like. Please subscribe and comment on the video as well. Join the conversation.
Absolutely. We finally hit our goal of 500 subscribers. Yes, we are trying to get to 1,000. And we can only do that with your help. You can start by watching that next video. You see that tiny little icon? Click on that icon, rinse and repeat. Deuces.
Deuce.